fact, but I don't know what happened. Initially, it was, I saw the recording going on.
That was my fault. I turned it off.
Okay.
All right, should I start playing the video, or do you want me to share my entire screen so I can share the terminal too, or I'm not sure how you want me to work this.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Or if you can split your screen, that would be wonderful.
Okay. 1
Okay.
second.
So that we can have the guide on the one side and the terminal on the other side. And for people who didn't go over it, or even who went through this, to understand what this is an attempt just to build a web application, okay, in Python, using something called Flask. It's a web application framework, Flask is. And if you all heard about web tier, I mean, 3-tier architecture. Do you have anyone have any idea about the 3-tier architecture? Anyone?
Are you referring to the MVC, or
What's that?
are you referring to the MVC or the model view and controller?
Yeah, you're talking about the microservices, right? Yeah, any client server model, whatever be the software application architecture. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm saying it could be 3-tier or it could be 5-tier.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. But for this lab purpose, I'm just talking about the 3-tier or any architecture. We have to talk about a 3-tier architecture, okay? So it's a well-established software application architecture where we could organize the applications into logical and physical computing tiers, okay? We have the presentation tier, okay, which is a user interface, all the UI part, right? All the GUI part that we have, that's the application tier. And where the data is processed, all the computing happens, right? That's called the application tier. I'm sorry, did I say the first one is application tier? It's a presentation tier. Pardon me, the first one is the presentation tier, okay? It's a user interface. That's where you have all the graphical user interface, right? In the middle is where the data is processed, and that's the application tier, okay? And the last layer, or the last is the database tier, where all the data is associated, where the data is stored or it is managed. If you can think about probably a banking application, right? You all use any banking application. You use it via your mobile, your desktop. You try to log in, right? You probably type chase.com, whatever, and then you try to log in. And you get a screen, right, where you put in your credentials, your username, your password, whatever. That is the presentation tier, right? All that it does is gets your input, right, user input. And from there, what happens, all that information that is, all the data that's collected, it's taken to the application tier where all the processing happens. What happens on the application tier? It does all the validations. The username and the password has to be valid, right, for it to authenticate you into the system itself, right? So all the processing happens in the application tier. But from where does it go and validate that? All that data should be residing somewhere, right? It's in the database tier. So what happened? All these tiers has to communicate with each other so that the application could work. Isn't it? So that's what you're seeing here in this web application. It's nothing to be overwhelmed or to get intimidated, because this is something very complex lab, definitely. Don't worry if you don't understand any of the codes in there, okay? Try to make it work, just follow everything, follow all the steps, but just understand this is what is happening in that lab. So you have all these HTML or you're not writing any HTML code there, but the lab itself has provided you a file for all those HTML code. So it gets displayed, all the front part, the HTML is used for your GUI, right? For all your user interface, the front part, the presentation tier, that's what it is. All that we'll be seeing in that lab is the application tier, where the Python is used so that all the processing happens. It connects to the database, and the database that they use here in this lab is Postgres database, okay? So data is, this application layer communicates or talks with the database tier and fetches all this data, okay? And it sends that data after processing to the presentation tier, which is at the top. But when it comes to web application, what they talk is, it's the web service. The presentation tier is the web service. The web service is the one that gives all that user interface, okay? And then they call it as a application server. So it's a web server, and then the application server, which does all the processing, and then the database server. So we have 3 servers, right? When it comes to this lab. And why do we need, all these are not in this lab, just to give that high level overview of what is happening here. I'm just explaining all these. So why do we need all these tier architecture and all that? Why should it be split? We can have everything in one, right? It's just for faster development, so that each tier would be developed simultaneously by different teams. The UI team will take care of the UI and the application layer, because everybody can't be master of everything, right? All of that. So the UI team will take care of this, and the processing, whatever happens in the Python, Java, whatever you have to use, all that application layer is taken care by the team, and the database team takes care of the database itself. This way we can scale, okay? So if we have any issues with one layer, probably my UI does not need much of computing, right? So I can have just the resources that is needed for the UI, right? When it comes to UI, I can deploy that in a server, right? In a web server, and that could have the just needed resources for the UI alone. Probably when it comes to the application server, right? It needs a lot of computing power. So I can put that in a separate server, application server, say it as an application server, and I can just design it the way I wanted it. And that way, we'll even be able to improve the security of it and even the performance of the whole application. That's the whole idea. But now we are moving to microservices and all that, where there is no dependency at all. It doesn't have to depend on one tier. Even if the one tier fails, right, they could easily replace it, or it doesn't affect the performance. So all that is happening. So any doubts so far, whatever I said, just to give you an overview. It's okay. Okay, William is all ready. Thank you.
Of course. Do you want me to go ahead and follow along with the video, or do it through this?
No, let's go to the guide and let's see.
Okay. So we could do, we could do all of this, or I can go ahead and follow along, whichever you'd prefer. It's up to you.
Right from the beginning. We'll start with this, okay? So
basically,
you already started, is it?
I'm sorry?
You already started? You just
so all I did was simply go ahead and create or make the tickets directory. That's what we're going to be. Yeah, we're going to be running our virtual environment out of it. And now I'm just installing pipenv, which is a virtual environment, and Flask.
Here. And then we are going to create the virtual environment. And I'm just curious. I just don't know why it's not working for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Knowing my luck, it probably is going to work this time, because I'm in front of a bunch of people, but we'll see. So that's done. We're going to activate our virtual environment with pipenv shell. Now we're running our virtual environment out of tickets here. I'm going to use Control-L to clear the screen. Now we're going to configure the application. So to do this,
we are just going to open this. All that we have to have this code inside init.py, you're just going to copy paste. Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and copy this. Now there's a couple things we have to remember when copying and pasting code in. Sue was very adamant to remind me about this, and I'm glad she was. Before copying anything into Vim, we're going to hit escape and do the command set paste. Let's get.
Hey William, can I interrupt you for a second?
Mhm.
Excuse me. I was paying attention to Suba when she was explaining. I didn't see that you already logged into the servers. Could you go back from the beginning, please?
Yeah, so essentially
was-
all I ended up doing was I just made the tickets directory and changed into it.
No, I'm actually okay with this part.
Mhm.
My issue was logging into the servers simultaneously. And
Oh no, I
Yeah.
didn't do it necessarily simultaneously. What I'm doing here is we have the instant terminal, and I just logged in the normal way that we have, where it's like SSHing into it, where we use the public IP as well as the user, and then it prompts for the password. I just did it in two different windows. This is with the instant terminal, and then the bottom one's with PuTTY. We found that running the server itself with PuTTY was more successful because the cloud terminal tended to like just kick me out after a certain amount of time. Does that make sense, or are you still confused at all? or-
I'm not quite clear on that one. Could you repeat that again?
So-
He opened up PuTTY just as a backup because it tended to work better or best.
For this
You
lab,
don't,
we are making all these to the web server, okay? Sorry, to the application server, whatever server we have here, right? All the code is written to this server
Correct.
application, right? And because this acts as a server, we want the server to be running as well so that it can connect to the database and all the changes that's happening gets reflected. So we want, usually what happens in the web server, it will keep running, right? So we are just running this in this terminal. But later on, you will see that's where we are getting to. We would be, one second. So we will be running the web server in one terminal, and the changes we'll be making in the other terminal. That's why he has opened too. But we haven't started the web server yet. We'll get there to that point.
And if you're wondering, I was wondering this too. But yeah, apparently it's possible to log in under the same user through two different like terminals. Is that what you're wondering about?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
So you log into the working station server through PuTTY once, and then the top window that you have is the cloud group dash, right?
Yeah. It's just the instant
Okay.
terminal. Yeah, and I'm logged in as the same user on both. I know, it surprised me too.
Yeah, because I tried to log in, using the playground twice, and that failed miserably. So
Yeah, I know the playground's kind of finicky at times.
okay,
So in order to go ahead and paste this in, I believe I already did set paste, but I'm going to do it again just in case. Okay, we're going to set paste it in. We're going to copy all of this. If I can get my mouse to work. And now hit I to insert first, and then Control Shift V, and we get all of our code in. We're going to right quit this. And we're going to go ahead and make the, what is this? This is the, oh no, we have to export the environment variables first. We do that with this right here. So export Flask.
No, 1 second. William. This you should be doing here.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Oh yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. Thank you for pointing that out. Equals development.
But first, you get into tickets first. 1 second. Let me check that. Why?
yeah, I've gone up to this point, and then I got stuck. So
Other than tickets, right?
Oh, no, I'm not. Thank you for pointing that out. Let me go ahead and cd into tickets, and then we'll activate our shell. There we go. Now we can go ahead and do that. Export Flask and equals development, and then as well as export Flask app. Flask run for host. 0.0.0.0.
Your host spelling.
What was that? Oh, thank you. And now, as far as I can tell, since it's active, the server itself is running.
Just keep running, okay, as we continue our coding here.
Mhm.
Okay.
And now we need to install some libraries to be able to
Mhm.
interact with this.
Keep on.
Thank
This
you.
is our status window. This is what I'm putting. So we're just gonna watch this and our status window will be updating here.
And never install SQL Alchemy. So he's going to install. Might take a minute. Uh-oh. What did we fail here? This did not happen last time. What? It was mentioning I'd appreciate Python 2.7, but I know I'm running in 3.7. I set which Python 3.7, and then here, well, yeah, it should be running in 3.7. What do you think I should do at this point? Should I just retry the installation, or what the heck? I think it's just me. I think the system just likes having errors when I'm using it. Yeah, I installed it to Python 2.7. But I most definitely am running it in 3.7. Also, if Suba, if you're speaking, I can't hear you.
Sorry, okay.
That's okay.
Okay, it's saying right 2.7.5 to create virtual environments. So probably that was installed. I don't know why.
Should I maybe
There is
try,
no 3.7.
but only 2.7?
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's
That's-
confirming. It's saying, yeah, okay, but I'm sorry, I have no 3.7.
Yeah. So should
So
I install 3.7? Should I try and find that source code on the website? And then like use wget and install
Excuse
that?
me, William, I'm having a hard time following here. What is the issue that you're running into?
The issue that I'm running into is that for some reason on this server, which has supposed to have Python and pre-installed, it has 2.7. Because we see here, it's this which command is supposed to point it to the Python install, in this case 3.7, and it's saying, oops, there's no 3.7. It's only 2.7.
scroll up. Does the document say 3.7, not 2.7? I don't know.
I believe so.
I don't know.
So
Yeah,
you have
which
a
Python?
space. I think that's what the issue is. You have a space after Python.
Yeah, there it is, right here.
Oh, thank you. Okay,
Space right
so we're
there.
gonna I assume deactivate will get me out of the environment, or
I don't want to risk. I don't want to take more time troubleshooting. Can you just close this lab and open a new one?
yes. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it happens.
Hey, William, I have no shame copy pasting sometimes. That helps.
Absolutely.
Instead of typing, I try to avoid about just copy pasting straight from the description.
Looks like I'll have to restart Puppet as well. That
Yeah,
looks
it's
like
better
it's
you
waiting for
copy
me.
paste it.
Like, yeah, the IP is gonna change too.
Yeah. And I didn't even see
Yeah.
that space. I'm sorry,
Copy
guys.
paste, okay? This time Just copy paste all the commands in there.
Mhm.
It's going to take long.
I know.
I have it open, William. I will
was
send
that?
you my credentials. Okay, I will send you my lab credentials that I've kept it open.
Okay,
You can just log into that.
gotcha.
And that's the IP.
Oops. I assume it's cloud user.
Password.
Thank you. Okay, that's going.
Get to database. I will send you the database one.
Thank
you. And wait, I'm going to do even paste. I will tell you if all these are right so that you can copy paste. This is right. Okay, you can just copy paste this.
Whoops, I probably shouldn't do the $sign, should I? Let me put a, make a notepad document so that the credentials don't get lost in the chat. So this is the workstation. Here. That's right there.
So we have 3.7 this time. That's installed. Good.
Yeah, I think it was installed. The problem was that when he called it in the Python file, this line here, he by mistake put a space between. So when he called it here, that's where you had a problem.
Yeah.
And let me check this code before you copy it, because last time we saw, right, they had some issues.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll go ahead and.
Okay, this is right.
Thank you. So going to set paste, insert, Control-Shift-V, we're in. Looks good. Right, quit. Now we're going to do our environment variables, but I need to get back into Putty real quick.
You've been asked to build a simple dash.
Yes, Abdi, colon set paste is going to, because when you copy paste, right, all this indentation in the Python, it would just go haywire. Then you're going to have problem troubleshooting that. So this colon set paste is going to take care in whatever format you're going to paste it, it's going to take care of that.
Oh my God, is that an L or I can't tell. Interesting. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. It.
Want a password again?
Yeah, copy paste never seems to work in Putty, unfortunately.
Okay.
And then I'm using Control-Shift-V as well. And that's not copying it. I tried.
Even right click is not working.
That's what I'm. Exclamation point, capital S H. Is that a not an L, but a like
Yeah,
an
5, I guess. It's a 5.
Okay. Okay, it was. Wow. It's not letting me. There we go. Okay, we're going to create our init. We're going to do export.
Did you
Actually, yeah, I just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Gotta
not
get-
that. First, I want you to change it to the tickets.
Oh,
Right,
thank you.
ticket.
Yes. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Thank you.
Change directory, yeah. Pippin.
There we go.
Yes, now this is all right. Yes, you can copy the first 3 lines.
Oh, it's not letting me.
Because William was doing this the nth time.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's an
Again.
expert at this. No, he's already messed it up like 100 times like we have. Trust me, the first time I did this one, I got so frustrated. You gotta be so
Norm.
careful. It's so annoying.
William, please copy paste. Please copy paste. Don't want any errors.
I wanted to. I can't paste into the Flask terminal. I tried
Oh,
like Control Shift V or Control V, either one.
okay, so just for this terminal, it's okay. Okay then.
Oh, hang on. I right clicked and it worked. Cool.
Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that was what I was about to say. If you right click onto it, it should be like DOS.
There we go.
Now, what worries me is
Server, okay, yeah. Go ahead, Diego.
this a period or an underline? I can't see real well.
This one here.
It's a period.
Yeah, it's a period.
All right, thanks.
Okay, now that that's running on this system, we're going to install Psycho G2 and Flask Alchemy. Those are installing.
So what are we doing at this point?
He's installing this right here. The Flask Academy. Install Psychog Flask Academy. Those are the databases, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, yes, those are the database connections. And here is the private IP address of the database.
Thank you.
William, will you update it?
Write that down. Database. Okay, that's installed. And we're going to create a new file called config.py.
Perfect. Fine.
And before we paste anything in, remember our set paste, insert, and we're going to go ahead and copy it. I probably already copied this, but I'm going to make sure. Control Shift V to paste it in. And then here, up on the 3rd line, we have to replace our private, like this placeholder with the actual private IP, which to make sure.
The database. We have 2 servers in this lab, okay? One is the workstation, the other one is the database. And all these code is to connect to the database. So we are saying what is the IP address of the database to connect to. So this keeps differing, right? We all open different lab sessions and the IP address keeps changing. So we have to get the private IP address of the database and put it here, okay? Okay, save it and go ahead.
Now, we're going to go ahead and edit our models.py. I almost didn't do it.
No,
Set paste.
One second.
Oh, sorry.
I don't see that here. Oh. Let me check it and then continue. Yes.
Okay. We're going to paste this in. Everything's okay. Did you want to go through like what this does, or you just want me to go ahead and right quit it and go ahead?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's been written. We're going to be adding, or I guess editing our init py.
What happens here is here in this lab, the instructor would be going through this init.py again and again. He'll be just building from the scratch, okay? And he'll be just writing a small part of code and he'll be making changes. He'll be making some enhancements. So he'll keep adding, he'll be removing few codes to make all those enhancements. Just for the sake of this lab, right? To save time and all that. If you go back and change any of these and if you're going to make some mistakes, then it's not going to work. So what I suggested is that I just copy paste everything. Don't go to the init and just check line by line. Don't do that because if you miss anything, right, then it's not going to work. This is just a 3 hours lab and you're going to lose that session as well. and you'll be in the loop again, keep doing it again and again. So just go to init.py and just erase whatever is there and put all these, save it, and then start executing. Yeah, go ahead, William.
Thank you. I wanted to ask, is there a quick way, anybody, instead of for me just holding down D, for me to quickly clear the file in Vim, or should I just keep doing that?
%D. So someone.
Oh, %D. Thank you. I'm going to paste this in. I believe everything went okay, but we'll have to scroll up. Okay, here we go. Right quit it. And this section is done. We're going to move on to our third section. We're going to be moving, they provided these folders for us. We're going to be going ahead.
All the HTML, right? As I was talking about the presentation layer, all that templates is here for that part alone. We don't have to write any code. So they have it here in this folder. We're just moving into wherever we need so that we could execute this whole application.
The same file. You know what? I'm just going to, I probably should have just done this in the first place. Okay, I copied and pasted that. I don't know why. Let me see what's inside tickets. No, it's not there. So, oh, I have to. I'm sorry. I have to do that from within tickets because it's using the relative path. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing for static.
We do something here. Should all that be under tickets? Should you be creating the init.py as well under tickets, right? So can you move that as well?
Oh, it should already. Oh, it's not there. Oh no, it's
yeah, it's there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
And then we're going to be editing init.py again.
Wait, this is where I want you to make some changes because last time this is where you had an issue. So after this, okay, I mean, probably this line alone, I will send it to you in chat and you just copy paste that.
Okay. Oops, %D. Oh, well, let me
Yes,
sections.
that's the one.
I'll just here. Whoops, I just messed this up. I'm sorry. Let me rewrite into it. I didn't do my set paste after I deleted everything. Delete everything, set paste, and then paste it in, and then let me see what you sent. Okay. Paste that, and we're going to go to right here. Delete this line. Use insert. There we go. And put in there. We're going to move this 9th line.
Just indent this line, please. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Is that all right? All right, cool. And we're going to right quit. And that's been done.
Can you connect to the, we didn't open a browser at all, right? Till this point.
No, yeah, no browser yet. Do you want me to go ahead and
yeah, this is when we should, right?
Yes. I'm forget. So I just connect directly to the IP, I believe, right?
You have the IP? Want me
yes.
to send that again?
Right there. And do you want to just do / tickets or keep it as
No,
a
just last
IP?
tickets. 3000.
Oh yes, thank you. And the port number, yes. So this is the IP, and then we have the port number.
You're connecting through this port number, yes.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's up and running.
So it works until this point, okay? And this is what we have been doing. So we got the HTML code in, and we have the Python code. At this point, you have connected to the database, and we see all this. Okay, so go ahead and make changes to your init.py. Now we are taking care of the error handling part, right?
Yeah. That's where we ran into problems. So we're in init.py, I believe this is this one that we did, I believe, yes. So let me go ahead and copy all of this.
And the same way you have to take that line and add the
Oh, yes, I will.
okay.
Get rid of all of this. Remember our set paste. I say insert and then shift this in. And let me escape dd, indent twice, and then Control Shift V. Okay, that line.
What's the difference on what you're sending him compared to what is on the web? What's the difference from here to here?
It looks
Oh, it
like
says default equals dev.
yeah.
Is it the comma?
default.
Is this here instead of the comma? It's supposed to have.
In this case, I think it's in this one they're using the or, and then here it's just labeled default equals dev, I think, from what I can see.
Okay, so we took away this guy and we took away the word or, and we
Just
replaced
follow
it.
the word R, yeah, and then replaced with default because it didn't work last time. With this, it started working. The last HTML page that you saw did not work with that.
Okay. No, I'm just making sure so that if we can put this then inside Slack for the students, that specific line, so that if they are having troubles doing this lab, that they can use that same line.
The problem is if they're looking through the objectives, this is the objective that William is sharing. But if you get into the lab guide, when they open the lab, they'll get the guide. So guide has this code.
Okay, all right, thank you.
But the only thing that I want to say is don't follow the objective, just follow the lab guide. Okay, when you get into the lab, you have a video on the guide. So you open the guide and then use that.
Do you want me to go ahead and move real quick over to the guide?
No. Is your lab open? I'm not sure. Okay. You go ahead and save it and then let's see if it works.
So we implemented the error handling. So if I do / we should, hey,
See?
yeah, okay, yeah, page not found. I forgot. I thought it was some other error that it was going to. Cool. Okay, so
But
is it that line then that was
there
messing
are
things
only
up?
100 files in there. Okay, there are only 100 files. That's when you put 10,000, you don't fetch anything. 100 or 1,000 files, I guess. So if you put 1 or 2, it's going to work.
Yeah. So if we do, so you ticket 1.
Yeah, so it's for those that are able to follow along, the naming convention here is, this is the ticket number at the end. So that's why she's alluding to, if you put it too high, it won't work, okay?
All right. And then at this point, they are having us edit the, I believe it's in here.
Once again, let me check if everything is right. Okay, so go ahead and create this.
All right, so we're in here
Once
now.
again, isn't that, so you're already inside templates? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Tickets.html. And it wants us to, what I'm going to do.
Remove everything. Okay. This
I'm
is because he has not given the entire code here.
Yeah, I was gonna go ahead and get rid of example row and then down and then just paste in that from here. There we go. And oh my God. Hey, fun tip. You can use :u for undo. That's saved me so many times. New line, and then we're going to first set paste, I'm assuming.
On Friday, did you get past this step?
I'm sorry?
On Friday, did you get past this step?
No, so it still wasn't working. Getch and I, when we were working on it, we were like, okay, well, let's, before we knew that line, the secret key line was the problem. We did get to this where we pasted this in and then tried it, but it didn't work.
Okay. So everything is taken care in the example row. Daniel?
I think you got disconnected.
He froze.
Okay. Okay, let's wait for him. Okay, he's
There he
here.
is. He's back.
Okay. So now editing tickets underscore show.
Now let me go up. That's me. Why is this not working? Now let me move that. We're going to copy this. Get rid of everything. And then, oh, did I paste this by accident? I did. I'm sorry.
It doesn't look right.
Yeah, that's why we're going to set paste.
Where are the
Sure.
remaining lines in that HTML?
What was that?
It has any other lines in there already?
Not that I
Is it
can
in the file?
tell, but let me, we'll make sure. Yeah, no, I don't think it does. Yeah, it's just the ones that are there. Insert.
Open.
And
You're in templates already? Templates folder?
yeah, I am.
Okay.
And right quit. Okay, both of those were good there. And let's see, I believe it changes the, yeah. So now it's actually using our templates.
Okay.
Mhm.
This will open, there we go. I actually did not get to this point. So from here on out, this is all new to me.
Init.py.
Okay. So we're in init.py. Let me copy all of this. And then of course I'll have to change that secret key line again as well.
The set paste.
Thank you. Actually, I can probably just default equals dev.
Take away
Yeah.
the bracket.
Like that.
For default, between the secret key and the default, yeah, comma please.
All right, 1 second, William.
Mhm.
How come you have to modify it after you copy pasted it?
Because in this case, we were finding that the way it was set up before, where it was using or dev, was apparently causing a problem and just crashing the whole thing. And Suba was able to figure out that by using this instead of using the or dev, by using the default dev, we're able to mitigate that bug.
So that's a correction that we need to make to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And
And I
there's a
believe that
comma.
looks good. I'm sorry.
No, I think you put the comma. Never mind. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. And then that's been done. Aaron, we try to access the API tickets that URL. So I'm wondering if we. Okay, I'm assuming that's intentional. And we're going to edit our models in this case. And I'll copy paste that as well. I don't think we have anything to edit in this one, thankfully. See if that looks good. It's function in our functions, and then I'm assuming
Everything.
that-
Yeah, you can't remove everything. Okay. So this is some extra code that you should fit in.
I'm removing what is this? Error handler root. Is this being added in or?
It's extra. There's extra.
Okay.
Omitted. I don't think it's you're supposed to delete anything. It'll be at the end of the whole thing.
Okay, gotcha. So just put at the bottom here, just before
Wait,
return out.
don't paste it yet. Wait. I see there is an edit. Okay, so all that you have to edit is this
These
one,
two.
right? And this one. These two should be edited.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and remove those lines and then edit it back in. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Now that we've got that. And I believe the indentation is off there, right?
Yeah.
See how it's put here. I believe, and isn't this okay? I think it looks okay. I think. Yeah. Space here between the term app. Does it look all right?
Yes, it looks okay.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna right quit that. And now when we go here, I'm assuming that we'll be able to. No. Oh, so there's an error in init pi.
Line 11.
So we're going to go up to line 11. I believe there's there was a command to go to a specific line, and I don't remember what it is. So invalid syntax. Should I remove the colon? I believe in the previous versions, they didn't have a colon there.
It has colon.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Okay, remove this bracket here.
Remove it, you said?
Yeah, this bracket alone.
You've got another one on 9. You've got another one on 9 that represents the closing.
Should I remove that?
You've got a comma right after that.
No, this is right. This is right.
Oh, I'm sorry. So you want me to put the back in, or?
No, this bracket, yeah, remove this.
Okay, so that's removed. Gotcha.
Yes, now it should be good. Go on, save it.
Okay, that's saved. And then try and access this again. Oh boy, now it's just a bunch of, I mean, I assume that's normal. Is it supposed to return?
This is how it's
dictionaries?
supposed to look like, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
what we
cool.
wanted.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't gotten to this part, so I saw this and I was like, cool. And that would be the last thing that we have to do.
Okay, wonderful. We did this lab. Thank you, William, for your
Thank you.
participation.
Thank you for your help. I appreciate it. If I can.
So if you could please copy and paste, if we haven't done it, please in Slack, that one line, the one that we.
Yeah, I believe I put that in there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
This closes out this session, or is there something else? Sue?
That's it, Diego. If they have any doubts, they can reach out to me. Of course, I don't know if they'll make all these small mistakes that will cause this error, but if they can reach out to me, wonderful. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Have a good evening.